God bless football, Billy Gill.
God bless football, Mikey A.
God bless football, Stugotz.
Thank you, Mikey A. An exciting time in the world of football. We have the end of the regular season in the NFL. Some big games yesterday. 2 games, not 1, but 2 Monday Night Football games coming up tonight. Yeah. And we have the college football playoff that gets underway this week. So a very exciting time, Billy.
We also had our national championship on Saturday. We're going to get to Lucy. She's in studio today. We're going to get to Lucy shortly for a national championship. Spoiler alert, a bit of a surprise in the national championship.
Yeah.
A little surprising, the results there.
It was.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But really, we all won, if we're going to be honest with you.
Yep. Both teams win. Yep. Everyone wins. Yes.
Stugotz, I think this is a good time to remind you that God Bless Football is presented by Smirnoff. We do game days. Please drink responsibly. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York. I have a lot of things to get to today.
Really?
If you want them, yes. Mm-hmm. I have winners and losers presented by Smirnoff. I have my Billy's Big Board Bets brought to you by Bookie. And there's 2 games today, so you know what that means.
What?
We got a bonus board.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
2 boards?
We're getting 6 bets?
2 boards today. I'm not going to tell you how many bets. 2 boards today going on. We have my winners and losers, as you said.
Yes.
Mikey wants to play an edition of If the Season Ended Today.
Wow.
And we also have another quick edition of We Good?
Huh.
Because I feel like We Good has to be a quick game.
Where do you want to start, though, huh? I mean, so many games, so many things to get to. Billy's been railing the entire time before we got started here that the Raiders haven't named a starter yet. I mean, where do you want to start?
Well, here's the thing, right? There was a big game yesterday. There's arguably 2 big games yesterday that everybody was really excited about. One delivered. One was, it was fine. It was okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. This is what I'm thinking I'm going to do with winners and losers today. I'm thinking winners and losers we're going to weave in and out because I want to share my winners and losers as we're talking about the games. Because if I just go right off the bat to winners and losers right away, we're just going to be all over the place. We're not going to have any flow. We're not going to do anything. Sure. So I feel like the game that we should be talking about is Bills-Lions, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Like that was the game yesterday.
It was it was a great game yesterday. A lot of people questioning Dan Campbell, the onside kick with 10 minutes to go. They're down 10. I don't like the onside kick rule.
No.
I don't like the fact that you have to announce that you're doing an onside kick. Like, I'm okay if I get the spirit of the rule. I understand the safety of the rule. I get all of it, okay? But an onside kick is supposed to be element of surprise. And you have totally taken that out of the NFL. You have. I mean, what's the point of doing an onside kick when you have to tell the team you're doing an onside kick?
Is it crazy that, so he did the onside kick with like 12 minutes left in the game. Is it crazy that when it happened, I'm like, this kind of makes sense? Because like they just,
the defense is so bad.
It's very Dan Campbell.
They couldn't stop the Bills whatsoever. The game felt like it had already gotten away from them, even though they were getting back into it and they were only down by 10. And also, Mac Hollins almost ran it back for a touchdown, which would have been great because I had Mac Hollins yesterday in our weekly fantasy contest presented by Smirnoff. World's #1 vodka. Please drink responsibly. Yesterday, a bit of a revenge week for me. I guess I shouldn't say revenge week because the last 2 weeks I finished like last week I finished like 59th. And then yesterday, I believe I finished in like the 130s at the end of the thing. But here's what happened.
What?
Again, 2 weeks ago, finished 59th. Yesterday, I finished 139th. Here's the thing. I figured out a strategy. I figured out what works and what doesn't work in this league. I was also gifted 22 points by the Broncos. 22 points by your defense. You should be winning.
Yes.
Should be winning. Now, Derrick Henry, get me more than 6.7 points. If I'm going to be honest with you. Derrick Henry.
It's his fault.
Sure.
Horrific performance.
Yep.
Alan Lazard, 0 points. That's fine. He's Alan Lazard, and he was really like the cheap guy that you go and you get so that you can waste all your money on other players. Right.
That guy.
But here's the thing. Mac Hollins.
Yes.
Had he returned that touchdown.
Yeah.
Daddy would have been celebrating yesterday, I'm telling you right now, because he only got 1.7 points, but those like 6 points, they probably would have catapulted me like 50 points.
You know why
Billy
Henry struggled?
Why? Who's
Cut
that?
his hair.
He cut his hair. Yeah.
Oh, he cut his hair. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm glad Mike Fuentes got that in. He told us right before, and he said, "Don't go to me at all today. You can't go to me because we're a person down."
Yeah.
So he's like, "I need to be cutting. I need to be doing these things during the show. Don't go to me at all." But I'm glad.
I had to get the haircut thing in.
Right. I was aware of that. No, he was trying to tell me through the glass without telling me that he got a haircut.
Yeah.
So he was using his
Was he
fingers
doing
and
this?
scissors. Yeah, he was doing one of those. So
Finger scissors. Finger scissors.
Winners and losers presented by Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka. Please drink responsibly. I thought that one of our winners was was the audience because Mike Fuentes wasn't going to be able to talk today. But
Right.
he found a way, so losers you, America.
Are we doing winners or losers now? I was just going to point out the Bills' offense in their last 3 games, 17 touchdowns, no turnovers, no sacks. The only team since 1970 to do that in 3 consecutive games. That is absurd. It's Josh Allen's time. I am here to announce it is Josh Allen's time.
Last week you said that he's not going to win anything because of Sean McDermott, and you also said that Patrick Mahomes is going to keep him from ever winning a Super Bowl.
This guy is so good, he can overcome Patrick Mahomes and his own head coach, Sean McDermott. How about that?
All right, all right. This is what we're going to
Wow.
do. This is what we're going to do here.
What? It's his time, Billy.
We're going to do...
Hold on, can I get my loser in because Fuentes totally jumped
We didn't
on
do
that
anything. We didn't
with his
start
Matt
anything
Collins.
yet.
I'm glad, hold on a second.
Jesus.
Let's get control of this situation, Billy. Winners and Losers is presented by Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka. Please drink responsibly. I have 2 applicable winners/losers from this Bills and Lions game, and it sounds like Mikey A may have one as well, and I think Stugotz just gave us one. I'm going to give you a winner real quick, Mikey,
Okay.
and then we'll go to you,
Sure.
and then I'll go to kind of a confusing situation in my head, which is going to be more confusing for all of you, because normally things make sense in my head and still don't make sense out loud. So,
Sure.
big winner from yesterday's game, the Bills and Lions. Winners and losers presented by Smirnoff, the world's #1
I got
vodka. Winner,
Yeah.
the Detroit Lions.
Uh-huh.
Finally got that much-needed loss. They now have that chip on their shoulder. They have adversity that they have set up for a potential Super Bowl revenge game.
Yes.
Winners in that game, the Detroit Lions.
Not the Bills who won the game, the losers.
Correct.
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah, I
They
like
needed
it.
a win. They needed a
Yes.
loss, and this was the loss that they needed to
Yes.
the Bills.
Yes.
Not a dumb ticky-tacky loss against a team like the Bears or something. This is the game that they needed to lose, and they lost it. Mikey?
My loser is me, but I wasn't going because of this game. I was going because of the other game, the game presented by Smirnoff, our weekly fantasy.
Yeah.
Because I finished in 510th place, and I'm pretty sure only 500 people participate.
Oh.
It was 5-11,
We
actually.
we start 9 positions. I have 8 of them have the snowflake. I scored 53 points.
53. Wow.
Wow.
I didn't know it was possible.
Yeah.
So next week, big bounce back week.
5'11" is impressive. Yeah, Mikey's right. This is what happens. I see that 511 people registered. You finished 510th. And
510th.
The leaderboard only shows the top 500, so I can't even see what the person in last place could have theoretically just not submitted a roster, like reserved the spot, not submitted a roster, and they are the only person that finished behind you.
I have a winner, Billy.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
Nick Sirianni.
Wow.
I mean, all the criticism that everyone calls Mike Tomlin the greatest head coach. He's won 1 Super Bowl.
Hold on a second.
What?
We're jumping from game to game. This was I was trying to tell
what?
you we're getting this under control here.
Jesus. Okay. I mean, there's a lot going on. I'm trying to get it all in.
We're gonna get there.
Okay.
I'm erasing that. I forgot that you said Nick Sirianni.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I have another winner or
Everyone
loser
else, forget that.
from this game, and this is the dilemma. I don't know if this person is a winner or a loser.
Okay.
Okay.
It is Jared Goff, 494 passing yards, 5 touchdowns.
Winner.
Not sure if he's a winner or a loser.
Winner.
You would think.
5
he's a winner.
touchdowns, no interceptions, only quarterback to lose that game. When you put up those stats, he's the only quarterback in NFL history to lose.
Okay, now here's why I would tell you that he's a loser.
Right.
Because after that game and after that performance, people are doubling down on, Josh Allen is the MVP of the league. No one is even talking about what Jared Goff did in yesterday's game.
No,
and
but I
it's
like that.
pretty incredible.
Yeah, but that's why he's a winner to me, because not only are the Lions winners by losing, Dan Campbell gets to hit the reset button, and now no one is talking about Jared Goff. And I like that. That's why I wanted the Lions to lose. Now they could fly under the radar just a little bit.
Yeah, but
you know?
everyone should be talking about Jared Goff almost having 500 yards and 5 touchdowns, and no one is talking about him. And Jared Goff is also a question mark of, like, how's Jared Goff going to keep you in one of these games? Is Jared Goff going to, like, excel when he needs to pass? He needs to pass the entire game, has almost 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. No one's talking about him.
But what I'm saying is that's a good thing for Jared Goff. Let him talk about Jordan Love. Let him talk about the other quarterbacks in the NFC. Let them shower Josh Allen with praise. I gave you the numbers. 17 touchdowns, no turnovers, no sacks over the last 3 games. He's going to win the MVP. Let them talk about every other quarterback. This is why the Lions needed that loss desperately.
Okay, so for the record, we have Jared Goff down as a winner. I'm going to put down winner.
Yeah, winner.
I was confused,
Yeah.
winner or
You were
loser?
asking us. Yeah, winner.
By the
I
way,
love that Stugotz keeps saying they keep doing all this when he really means me, because he's the one doing it. And Jared Goff has now lost a game where he threw 5 touchdowns and won a game where he threw 5 interceptions.
That's football.
Correct.
That's a winner to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a winner to me.
Yep.
All right. So, by the way, if you want to participate in winners and losers, you can tweet at us. Just tag any of us and say, "Is Jared Goff a winner or a loser?"
Can I go back
to
to
winner or loser?
Can I give you a loser now?
Yeah. Let's go.
I can?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Or a winner? Can I give you a winner?
Well, you haven't given us either yet.
I'm going to give you a winner first. Nick Sirianni.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the
What?
Philadelphia Eagles head coach.
Wow.
Everyone talks about Mike Tomlin.
First time
Everyone
hearing
talks
of
about
this.
Tomlin, greatest head coach in the history of head coaches. He's won 1 Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni undressed Mike Tomlin
Well,
yesterday.
Nick Sirianni's also only won 1 Super Bowl.
Well, no, he hasn't won a Super Bowl.
Oh,
He's been
won
to a
0.
Super Bowl, but he
No,
almost
no.
beat the Chiefs, which is as good as winning a Super Bowl.
No.
Almost beating the Chiefs in a Super Bowl is as good as winning a Super Bowl against another team. How about that?
Wow.
That makes no sense. Billy is wondering what I'm saying here.
I am, because you discounted him winning a Super Bowl to Nick Sirianni, who choked in a Super Bowl, and I honestly forgot. I was like, yeah, Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
Because he should be.
Sure.
People think he should be fired. They've won 10 straight, franchise record.
They've won 10 straight. I believe his career record is like 45-19 or something like that.
Yeah, but he just looks like someone that should be fired.
Does he?
Yeah, he gives off "you should be fired" vibes, right?
He does, yeah.
He
I
also
see that.
He also gives.
You're right,
off,
Billy.
He also
He
gives.
does.
I
He
see
also
that.
gives off like boss that fires you on Christmas vibes, right? He's like, not my fault, and then he takes your bonus.
Is that what he does?
And because we let you go before the new year, you're not entitled to a bonus. Sorry.
No, and it's mine now. Yeah.
Yes.
Is that? I mean, is
Yeah.
that's probably mean to say. I didn't say that.
You did say
You
it.
guys said that.
No, you said it, Billy.
This game was dangerous. By the way, big situation in that game. That game was one of the games that we thought, like, wow, this is going to be one of the games of the weekends, and it ended up not really kind of living up to it.
I will tell you, 425 though. First half, those 2 games split screen was
Yeah.
like it was heavenly.
Yeah, but Bills
Yes.
Lions lived up to it. Steelers Eagles didn't. Also, kind of concerning. TJ Watt left the game with a lower ankle injury, so we
Yes.
kind of have
Yes.
to pay attention to that. See what's going on.
Well,
there.
about Mahomes? He left the game with an injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes left
MRI
the
is
game.
negative, yeah.
Well, and Nick Chubb also left that game with a broken foot. If we're just doing an injury roundup, Nick Chubb broke his foot in that game. And the thing about Patrick Mahomes that's concerning, also injury roundup, Tommy DeVito got a concussion, and Alvin Kamara left the game with an injured groin after making an incredible touchdown catch. That is the injury roundup presented by Smirnoff. It's not presented by Smirnoff, but everything is, so we might as well present it by
When did we
Smirnoff
start
here.
doing an injury roundup?
Well,
I mean,
we were talking about an injury, and then you just started throwing out injuries, so I figured I'd
Well,
give you
I
all
was
the
talking
injury
about
updates
injuries
I
that
have.
people care about.
Yeah.
No one cares about Tommy DeVito or Alvin Kamara.
Well,
I mean,
here's the thing.
Fantasy playoffs, yes.
Nah,
People
Yeah,
know that.
here's the thing. I
Get a life.
almost had Tommy DeVito. I almost had Tommy DeVito in an interception parlay that I was gonna put in yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, an interception parlay. It was gonna be Jameis Winston, Will Levis, Baker Mayfield, and Tommy DeVito. Interception parlay. All of them hit except Tommy DeVito, and it's because he got a concussion. Here's the thing about Patrick Mahomes.
That sounds like a fun parlay.
It was going to be a fun one. It was going to be a fun
Yeah.
one. It was just a 3
I
at
wish
first.
I participated.
Tommy
mean,
DeVito was the last one that was going to be added in there.
Right.
Yeah, didn't
Okay.
get it in before the game started,
Right.
though. So here's the thing about Patrick Mahomes that is slightly concerning, I guess, if you're a Chiefs fan. One is the fact that he's injured. 2 is that the Chiefs play, I believe, 3 games in 13 days. So they had yesterday, they have, and here is one of my final winners and losers of this week, presented by Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka. Winner, us, because you know what happens this weekend?
What?
The return of Saturday games.
Oh, my favorite.
Oh, and boy,
Yes.
we have some good ones. We have Texans and Chiefs, and we have Steelers and Ravens.
Yes.
In our Saturday games this weekend. Now, the Chiefs will likely be, I would think, without Patrick Mahomes as a result of the injury. They have 3 games in 13 days. They had yesterday's game, they have Saturday's game, and then they have a Christmas Wednesday game.
Right.
So we have a situation where Chiefs could drop 2 straight games and lose a bye if Patrick Mahomes doesn't get healthy quick, because you have Carson Wentz who's going to come in here, and Chiefs, they won by 14 points, but it wasn't like a super impressive victory.
That's how they've been
yesterday.
winning all year, though. But I understand what
Yeah,
you're
but
saying.
the Browns turned the ball over like 6 times.
Well, that's
It's
what Jameis does,
You can't
right.
plan for that.
No. But I'm saying the Bills, even with that impressive win yesterday, the Bills who lost last weekend, the weekend before, they're 2 games back in the loss column. So we're talking about the Chiefs having to lose. a couple of games, which I don't think they're going to do, by the way.
They could do it in the next 2 weeks. They could lose those 2 games in like the next 10 days.
I mean, the Texans were not that impressive. Yeah, they could beat the Texans at home with Carson Wentz. They can.
That's Carson Wentz though.
I know, but
Texans didn't look good yesterday.
They did not.
Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
And Spags.
Yeah, Spags.
Spags has had a bit of a roller coaster year this year, huh?
He's the MVP.
Oh, okay. Well, it's definitely not, but okay. If you want to say that, okay.
All right, we do not ignore college football here on God Bless Football. Lucy in studio. Next.
Stugotz.
Yes.
Guess what?
What?
Guess who's here?
Who?
Lucy. She's right next to you.
I
See
know.
her?
But why'd you play a guessing game? I mean,
Well, I wasn't sure if you... Yeah, and I also didn't know if like the audience could see her or not. Even though we said Lucy's going to be here.
Right.
In person. Hey, Lucy, there's one college game. Why are you here?
I don't know. I really have no idea. I thought I had the weekend off.
No, there's lots of college news to get to. There was only one college game. It was our national championship. We've said many times.
Yes.
Thank you for your service to the Army and the Navy, even though the Navy...
TYFYS.
What a disservice they did to the Army. The Army's having such a good year. You could argue they should be in the playoff, and then the Navy said, nope, not on our watch.
That was... It's one of those games where it's like very Michigan, Ohio State in the sense like really doesn't matter how you've been playing up until that point. It's just a rivalry that means so much more. But like, holy shit, Blake Horvath, you didn't have to do all that. You didn't have to do that to him. That might have been disrespectful. But yeah, it was a good game. Like, I think I heard the broadcasters be like, this is the first time in 5 years they've scored over 20 points. We were like, oh my God, like that's crazy. Said that we're going too far, Army Navy. We need to slow down. This is changing times. I need something to stay steady.
So Lucy, we were talking right before we came back on air here, and we were discussing what a great day Saturday is. Because you have 3 college football playoff games. You have Indiana, Notre Dame on Friday night. Then you have the 3 remaining games opening round. Plus you have 2 NFL games. And you made the comment that you're not certain how you feel about college going up against the NFL.
Oh, I'm certain how I feel, and I don't like it. I don't like it even a little bit.
Right.
I just think that when you're doing the first round of the playoff at home sites,
yes,
like maybe don't go up against the giant that's the NFL.
Well, it's not their fault. The NFL
it's
is
the
infringing
NFL's
here,
fault.
if we're going to be honest with you.
Because it's Saturday, and that's our day. That is not your day. You have a day. You have a million days. So I don't love that just because I think it's going to take away from like what this entire just like season has come to, what the entire last 150 years of college football has come to. First round of the 12-team playoff, and I have to compete with the NFL.
I would say that the NFL, they've been doing the Saturday games mid-December.
Doesn't belong to them.
No, because the college season is usually done by this point.
And you should have said, hey, thank you, college football, for giving us your talent, for letting us take them eventually. We understand that you have paved the way. We'll take a step back, and we'll just do what we already do.
Yeah.
And we'll just keep our normal day.
You say NFL, you're going to have Wednesday in a couple weeks. Like,
yeah, you have all the days.
Exactly right.
You
Let's calm down a little bit.
You already took Christmas.
Yeah, from the NBA.
Right.
Why do you need Saturday from us? Even though a segment ago I was praising that Saturday NFL games are back. I'm really excited about that.
Disagree.
But hey,
why can't we have both though, Billy? Like, why can't we be excited for the fact that we have 2 good NFL games? You have Ravens and Steelers, Chiefs and Texans, and you have the 3 college football games. Like, why can't we have it all?
I mean, we can't have it all.
I'll be watching it all.
Yeah, look, sharing is caring. I'm perfectly fine with us having it all on the same day. Like, don't look at me. This is a Lucy problem. Not to point fingers, but it's a Lucy situation. By the way, the college football playoff starts on Friday.
I know.
Which you're stealing from high school football if we're going to really be pointing fingers here, Lucy.
Oh,
Thank you for the talent, high school.
You
make
know
more
us.
money than
We're
high
all
school
watching
football.
high school football on
Great
ESPN
point.
Plus or wherever it is it's on these days.
I love Texas high school football. That's my actual top priority. But their season's over now, so I don't feel bad
It is
about
state
stealing it.
championship time.
Right, but your season's usually over. I mean,
No,
this is bowl season.
Look,
I know, but no one cares about those
normally-
Magic.
Oh, how dare you, sir?
That is so disrespectful because guess what? If this had been a year ago, we would spend our Saturdays watching the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl, and it would have been awesome.
Right.
I'll have you know, Stugotz, that
Fair.
everyone still very much cares about the Bulls, which is why Marshall pulled out of the Bulls, because half of their team transferred out of the school, and then Army, who's playing in the Independence Bowl,
Crazy.
because obviously Army's playing in the Independence Bowl. Where else would they be
Duh.
playing?
TYFYS.
Yes.
They wouldn't have had a bowl game, but hey, 5-7 Louisiana Tech fills in, so boom, Independence Bowl is back on. That's crazy.
No,
that Marshall's
that's-
entire team transferring. We don't have a team. We can't play this game.
So they won the Sun Belt, went 10-3, and then immediately their coach was like, "I'm out. I'm going to Southern Mississippi." And then the whole team also was like, "Hey, we're leaving. We have no one left." They had to opt out of this bowl game, which I know that Army kind of got their shit rocked by Navy this week, but Army's a good football team that deserved the chance to play another good football team in a bowl game. I think Army would have wanted to play a 10-3 team rather than a 5-7 team. And so it's just this very weird sort of okay, clearly we have some issues we have to address within the sport if an entire team is transferring. You also have something kind of similar with Penn State's backup quarterback has entered the portal, so he's not going to be a part of the playoff at all. He won't be traveling with Penn State. He's entering the portal right now.
Wow.
And Lane Kiffin talked about it earlier this week about how the system is set up so poorly where I have to prep for my bowl game right now, but I also have to be very active in the transfer portal, so I think they're going to end up changing those windows.
That is crazy. What if Penn State's starting quarterback gets hurt?
Exactly. But also at the same time, you're well, this kid's gonna want to Drew Aller is clearly the future of Penn State football. He probably wants a starting job somewhere. We'd love to have you at Iowa. Come on down. But you don't want to miss out on that opportunity. But also in the day and age where the transfer portal moves so quickly and quarterbacks and are pretty much already knowing where they're going to go, you need to have the ability to be in that space earlier. They just are going to have to change the windows because I think it's too difficult for coaches and players.
Well, that's the thing. Changing the window till after the bowl season seems like it makes the most sense because you're in a situation where a lot of the teams that weren't bowl eligible, which Louisiana Tech was not, they were 5-7. They are already off campus. They've left. They're not practicing anymore. So there was a situation where there was a question as to whether or not they were going to even find a team to play Army. They may have had to cancel that bowl. It seems like you got to change the window so that half your teams are not gone or players aren't gone from half your teams.
No, it's the whole thing. The system just seems to be, there's so much about college football that's just incredibly broken, and this is just one of the small parts of it. But I don't know if you're ever going to see anything like what we saw with Marshall. I guess you probably will now that the system is changing, where a whole team opted out. A whole team transferred. They left. And they didn't leave after a bad season. They left after a great season. It's crazy.
Lucy, we all watch college football on TV. We occasionally go to the game, but you're in the ruckus. So I want to get your opinion on what Ohio State. I love a good ruckus.
Yeah.
Ohio Representative Josh Williams is trying to do, which is to make flag planting a felony.
It is a strange.
You are not.
Yeah, it's a strange situation where they're trying to make flag planting a felony.
God, that's
Ohio
so
now.
stupid. That's the dumbest. It's also, Ohio, they're just going through some weird things right now. The loss to Michigan has, pushed them over the edge. That is a very, unwell fan base. It's an unwell state right now. Everything is just off. Yeah, making it a felony, that's just, the biggest, you already lost, and you already had that whole issue with the flag painting and the pepper spray and what happened to Rose and all these things, and you're just making it look dumber.
That's on the top of everyone's list.
Yeah,
what happened to Rose.
You're just, making the situation so much worse. And, it's so funny, too. One of my favorite parts about the college football playoff selection show, which I don't have many of them because why are we talking about this for 4 hours? Let's get to the point, was Kirk Herbstreit coming out and being Ohio State is hosting a home playoff game, and I know for a fact their fans are going to boo their own team because they're so mad. Their fans are going to be booing their own team and their own coaches.
Can I ask you a question before we get to previewing the playoffs this weekend, which we kind of did already? The Heisman happened on Saturday.
It did.
We're not talking about it, and there seemed to be somewhat of outrage with Travis Hunter winning over Ashton Genty.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about his girlfriend. There seems to be a lot of outrage with his girlfriend.
Listen.
What happened with the girlfriend?
I don't want to get involved in that situation, but look, we've on the record, I love love. I've stated before, I love love.
You're on the record.
On the record.
Okay.
I love love.
Right.
However, I've had now a number of incidents where it seems as though this might not work out.
No, I don't want to comment.
I'm not. I love just.
I will comment
on the front end.
it.
I love love. Just say that, and then you should be fine. Unless you don't love love.
Wait,
hold on.
Oh wait, and they're
get,
engaged.
Hold
they're
on.
Engaged.
Yeah, we need to get Lucy on the record of how she feels about love.
Right. I think love is overrated. You love love. Yes.
I love love. You think it's overrated?
Yes.
My parents are divorced.
So love not for you.
Love is dead.
Love is dead. Okay,
Love is
good.
dead.
All right, good. We have
overrated.
A wide spectrum of love here. I don't know why I'm writing this down, but I'm going to put where we all are on the spectrum here. I love it. I love love here, and then Stugotz thinks it's overrated, and then Lucy says it's dead. So Lucy's is probably, I guess, even further.
Well, what about
overrated.
Mikey A? Mikey A, how do you feel about Love?
He just
big
gave it a
thumbs up. Okay.
Yeah, okay, good
I
for
think he
Mikey.
loves Love
No
more
one
than
gives
you,
a thumbs
Billy.
up. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't give a smile.
and no one says I'm out of here. I'm off to
Yeah.
Southern Mississippi. No one says it.
Yeah. All right. So if I'm going to be honest with you, I just say I love Love, so then I can say negative things about Love. Love's fine. So
Okay.
we'll put Mikey loves Love the
Well,
most.
do you love Love
me
or
the
is Love
second
fine?
most.
I mean, those are two very different things.
Well, you say it's overrated, and
I
Lucy
do.
says it's dead, which
Yeah.
is
Right.
very sad.
Yes.
Yeah,
Anyway,
well.
so Stugotz,
Yes.
you don't know about the situation. There's
Right.
been a number of incidents between Travis Hunter and his girlfriend where it seems like...
Fiance, I believe.
Yes,
actually,
fiance,
which that was
correct.
jarring to learn.
Yeah, they don't seem to be on the same page.
They don't.
Okay.
A couple weeks ago, he was celebrating a big win, and she seemed upset with the fact that he was celebrating the win. I think cheerleaders may have been involved, but I'm not 100% sure on that situation.
Right.
It was like after senior day or something, and he was like trying to go over to celebrate with her, and she was just having absolutely none of it.
Yeah.
And then, so this weekend at the Heisman ceremony, after he won, so he gets up. He's obviously very emotional and very well deserving of the Heisman. I understand why he won. I would have voted for Ashton Genty, but I don't have a vote because no one believes in me, and Love is dead. And so, but Travis Hunter, so he gets up to celebrate, and Dion and his mom and Shador, they're all standing up. Dion's like crying almost, like he's so happy.
Yes.
And his fiance is just sitting there, and Dion has to nudge her to stand up because she didn't stand up. So he goes, gives her a hug, immediately sits back down. Everyone else is still celebrating. And we're like, oh, okay, whatever. I didn't think much of it. And then the next day, Travis signed with Adidas. And so he was at like an Adidas event, which, you know, congratulations, set for life, well deserved. And he's doing like fan
It
pictures.
was a fan event that he was scheduled to be at.
And she's sitting there, and as someone's taking the picture, you can hear her be like, what am I supposed to do? Just sit here the whole time? And I said, oh, that's not a good look.
Yeah.
He just won the Heisman. Be nice to him.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. It's his moment, not yours.
It's
Yes.
a little, yeah. It's concerning. And again, I love Love, even though a minute ago I told you I was like, I don't, but
Right.
I love Love.
Well, Love
but
is fine, I thought.
Love is blind. I'm also a little like, I don't know. Kids, I hope this one works out for the two of you, but I'm starting to see a little bit of red flags here.
Oh, yeah. But
Really?
Not to point any fingers. I'm not going to blame anyone in this relationship. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's her. I don't know who it is. Just, we're not aligned here, it would seem.
But congrats on the Heisman, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
congrats on the Heisman.
Right.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne was there.
I have some Lucy's or Goosies for you, if you'd like.
Yes.
Oh.
And it relates to the Heisman Trophy, as a matter of fact. So, Lucy or Goosey, you agree with Ashton Genty when he says he should have walked out of that place with the trophy.
I agree. Ashton Genty has had the best season a running back has had since Barry Sanders.
Yep.
And I also think it's important to note that he was like 100-something yards off of breaking his single-season record. Ashton Genty sat out 8 quarters this year because Boise State was beating their opponents so bad. So, like, you could, you know, very reasonably say that if he had played full games, he would have broken that record. And I understand it's different times. It doesn't take anything away from what Barry Sanders did. But, like, he's had the best season a running back in college football has had in an insanely long time. And if you look at his numbers compared to, like, Derrick Henry when he won the Heisman, Ashton Genty has had a better season. He just had the misfortune of having this season the same year. There's a generational two-way player, which we also have not seen in a very long time. So, like, I'm not upset by any means that the Heisman went to Travis Hunter, but I would have voted for Ashton Genty.
Lucy or Goosey, regardless of what Indiana does here in the playoff, they'll be looking for a new head coach next year.
I'm going to say Goosey on that, unless something crazy happens and Tennessee just like whomps Ohio State and they're like, fine, we're going to do it. Ryan Day, we're pulling the plug. I don't see any job opening up with the exception of LSU or Ohio State in the definitely not right now, but in the near future that I think Kurt Signetti would leave for. And the only reason I say LSU is because I just think he's got Go Tiger vibes.
Do you think that Ohio State losing in the first round is the only way they'd get rid of Ryan Day?
No, I don't think
next
so.
one, Billy.
I think it really depends on, like, if you lose on a last, you know, a game-winning field goal or something, that's not worth firing a coach that has one of the highest winning percentages in college football. I do understand that, like, coming off the Michigan loss, fans are kind of ready for a change. If you get, like, your wrecked against Tennessee, if Tennessee goes off, which, by the way, Tennessee does not have that phenomenal of an offense. If Tennessee really makes a statement against Ohio State, then yeah, I could see them firing Ryan Day. I just don't think it's going to happen because it's genuinely so unreasonable.
I meant more so like if they win this game and then they get wrecked by Oregon, or they just lose a close game to Oregon.
I don't think they're going to fire Ryan Day. Because if you advance to the second round of the playoff, that's still incredibly impressive. Right. You're one of the 8 best teams in college football. I just think the only thing that I'm going to push back on myself for is that we have to remember this isn't a rational bunch. This isn't a bunch that's thinking clearly.
Sure.
They're trying to implement laws to ban flag planting.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they're not thinking straight right now.
Yeah.
The AD did come out and say that Ryan Day would absolutely be back, regardless of what happens
Yeah,
here.
that's what you always say.
Yeah,
You're not buying it?
No, you never say you're coaching for your job. Never say that.
Buying or not buying? New game. I like it.
It's also never a good sign when the AD has to say, yeah, he's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Has to go out of his way,
playoffs,
right?
which is crazy.
Which is insane. It's a 10-win team.
We're one of 12 teams remaining. Yeah, my coach will be back.
It's like every time you have to announce that, you're always in a bad situation.
You are. If Bill Belichick, Lucy or Goosey, if Bill Belichick stays at UNC for 5 years, they'll win a national championship.
Sorry.
Goosey?
I go Lucy. I mean,
Well, the big thing is like, if Bill Belichick stays for 5 years, let's just know.
Did you see Bill Belichick has a buyout that could? It's like
It's $1 million. I believe so. I don't know if I may have gotten like interneted on this, but I believe his buyout drops from like $10 million to $1 million.
Yes.
In June 2025, before coaching a single game.
But you guys understand, for the purpose of Lucy or Goosey, I had to position it that way, okay? If he stays at UNC for 5 years.
I think it's Goosey. I am not the world's biggest fan of this hire. I think they're very much trying to do what Colorado has done, but with someone who does not have the personality to appeal to college kids.
Right.
I just think that this is more of a move to make the press conference hire, to make the flashy hire, which is not a bad move because I'm assuming UNC's NIL donations are up. I'm assuming donations to the football program are up. Like, I think this is a move to make money, make headlines, potentially get some viewership numbers, especially because, like, UNC is I would say the hottest commodity in the ACC right now when it comes to like the potential future of conference realignment. Everyone wants UNC.
Could you imagine? So he comes in, he raises $75 million. An NFL team is like, you know what? We need Bill. And then he leaves. $1 million buyout, but he raised $75 million for a school he never coaches for.
See, like, that's not like the worst plan in the world.
He
but
leaves
also,
it to his son, though, I mean.
But also, like...
Wait, hold on. Should his son get the team if he never coaches a game? Because I feel like no.
His son shouldn't get the team, period, okay? Learn.
If he coaches for 5 years.
I've been here, okay? I can tell you what it's like. You don't want sons involved with your football team. It's a bad thing.
I'm with Billy, though. He has to coach at least a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a game.
Yeah, no, you
can't.
Right. No, look, I don't know.
How about, like, I know this is in college, but Stugotz, you see the rumors that Bill Belichick was poking around the Jets?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The audacity.
Audacity?
Of Bill Belichick.
Why?
I mean, he resigned on a napkin.
You would have taken him in a heartbeat.
I would have.
Yeah.
No, absolutely
Oh,
not.
shut up, Mikey. You would have. You 100% would have.
We don't need Bill
You
Belichick.
would? You want him to re-sign Kyle Ubrick? Get out of here. Jeff Ubrick, whatever his name is.
I want a young coach. I do.
Why did they call him Kyle?
I don't know. It should be a Kyle, though, in fairness to you.
Anyways.
Lucy or Goosey, SMU could upset Penn State.
I'm going to go Lucy. I don't think they will, though. I think this game being in Happy Valley makes all the difference, and not only just because their fans are phenomenal. That's a great place to play. State College in late December is no joke. And SMU, they're not familiar with that in Dallas. Like, you have one freakishly cold day a year and the whole state shuts down.
Yes.
I just think that Penn State, I was so impressed with them at the Big Ten Championship game. I was shocked by how well they moved the ball, how easy they were able to score. Drew Aller looked really, really good. I think Penn State's clicking right now, and I also think it helps Penn State looking at the playoff and knowing they probably have the best draw out of anybody, SMU, and then they'll go play Boise State after. I have to be feeling pretty confident if I'm Penn State right now. But then I remember, oh no, James Strickland's my head coach, and that goes down a little bit. But I don't think SMU will win, but I'm sure anybody can win. It's the 12 best teams in college football.
When you were at Happy Valley, there was the Ohio State game, I believe. They were pissed off because they were playing at noon. This is a noon scheduled.
They
kickoff.
they don't like noon games.
Yeah.
I wish it was a night game. That is a atmosphere, a stadium, a fan base that deserves night games. It is really, really just one of the best venues in college football, and their fans are electric. I think though that the fact that it's not Ohio State is going to make them more excited. I think there's always like a sort of like a weird vibe in the air when Ohio State is there.
They deserve night games. However, on this Saturday slate, they deserve the noon kickoff.
Yeah, well, they got it. That's the matchup that everyone was like, oh, okay. But it's still at the same time.
Oh, it's cute. SMU is in.
We're saying, oh, okay. They're still these are the 12 best teams in college football. Like, there's still something to be excited about.
Is Le Batard getting you into Texas this week or what?
Lucy, fingers crossed.
Where are you going?
She wants to go to Texas.
You don't
I really
know?
want to go to Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Texas doesn't really want me there that much, but I think that my personality and my good vibes will change the mind.
I can call Chris Sims. I can ask Ricky Williams. I mean, I'm happy to do that. But no, but Dan's on it. Like, Dan's on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He has a lot of pull in Austin.
Lucy chose Dan. She didn't choose me. If you come to me, listen, COB today, if you come to me, I will get it done.
Okay.
If you want to rely on Dan, that's your choice, but I will actually get it done. All right?
I'll put you guys in a group chat.
All right.
Wow.
And by me, I mean Major Applewhite will get it done. Lucy, thank you. Thank you for sharing your college football Saturday with the NFL. They appreciate it very much. I'm sorry. I know it hurts you. It does.
Disrespectful.
You want the day all to yourself.
It's my day.
You're not going to get it. The NFL rules. All right. Thank you, Lucy. We appreciate it. Coming up next. If the season ended today.
Lucy's just walking away. Bye, Lucy.
See you, Luce.
I waited.
What's up, everybody? Tony here. Do you love sports betting as much as I do? Wish you can get that extra edge? Well, I've got great news for you. Masterclass, which I love, by the way, just dropped Bet Smart, Top Sports Betting Strategies, a game-changing course taught by GOATs, taught by the pros, such as Nick Costos, Captain Jack Andrews, Joe Fotenbaugh. Learn directly from the pros as they share insider secrets on managing your bankroll, spotting hidden gems, and avoiding those rookie mistakes that could cost you big. I'm always looking for useful tips and tricks to improve my bankroll and just to be a better bettor in general. That's why I took the Bet Smart Top Sports Betting Strategies class. I consider myself a pretty confident bettor when I hear Rob Pizzola, when I hear Captain Jack break down the pros and the cons of flat staking, of protecting your bankroll against bad bets, a lot of different things that we don't think about as regular bettors. I realized I wasn't betting to my full potential, and that's why I love taking this class with Masterclass. Masterclass always has great offers during the holidays, sometimes up to as much as 50%. Head over to masterclass.com/DLB for the current offer. That's up to 50% off. Masterclass.com/DLB. Masterclass.com/DLB. And remember, all sports betting involves risk, and you're responsible for complying with all sports betting laws in your jurisdiction.
Billy.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Why?
We have not one, but two Monday Night Football games tonight. That means not one, but two big boards are in the studio right now.
Yeah.
You're on fire, but we also have two games to play.
Yeah? What games?
If the season ended today and we good,
Yeah.
which one would you like to play first, Billy?
I think so. We did some NFL the first segment. We did a lot of college last segment, but there's a lot of NFL we haven't gotten to yet. So I feel like it's a good time to play We Good.
Let's do it.
All right. So first We Good here, and you guys may disagree with some of these. So
Okay.
Jets beat the Jaguars 32-25. We good?
I'm not good.
No. You want to talk about this game?
Well, I wanted a loss.
Well,
Aaron looked good. Devontae Adams looked good. I want them back next year.
Devontae Adams looked great. Second half, he looked great.
He
First
looked
half,
great.
yeah.
Yes. That's a bad loss, though. I can't the Jets should be in must-lose mode right now, and they're not. And here's the problem, Mikey. They have a quarterback who is trying to prove to that organization and every other organization, hey, I could still do it. So you're in must-lose mode with a quarterback who's trying to win.
Okay.
You know?
Let's refresh the rules of We Good. So the rules of We Good are how do you feel? The rules of We Good are basically like, yeah, we just skip over this game. Not a big game.
Okay,
not really an
I'm
important
sorry.
game.
I had an opinion. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we weren't good on that one. Jets.
Well, if
32
we're
totals.
not good, then we have to give our opinion.
Well, what's your opinion, Mikey? I tried to sneak the Jets.
Kind of
past.
what Stugotz said, but the opposite.
Okay.
I like that they won.
So not at all what Stugotz said. It can't kind of be what he said and then the opposite.
We good.
Well, the same top.
All right,
Same
Bengals
top.
37, Titans 27. We good?
I'm good.
Mikey?
We good.
All right, here's the one thing that I will say. We good, but here's the one thing that I'll say. This is the last of my winners and losers presented by Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Ooh.
Loser, and it's a 2-part loser.
Wow.
2 different games.
Really?
Losers, Jordan Battle and Jonathan Taylor. Both players somehow dropped the ball before they entered the end zone, and those TDs turned into touchbacks. 2 times, one day. Not sure how it happened. Bengals 37, Titans 27. We good.
We good.
That's it for that game.
Couple of losers cutting it up. Jesus.
Ravens 35, Giants 14. We good?
I'm good.
Mikey, you
I'm
good?
good.
Yeah, that
We
game.
good.
Tommy DeVito concussion. Lamar Jackson had an incredible game. 290 yards, 5 touchdowns. Lost a fumble.
Derrick
but
Henry
who
didn't.
cares?
No.
Weird.
Dude, Derrick Henry caught. We don't need to.
Haircut.
We good.
Yeah.
We good. We good. We good.
Right.
Patriots 17, Cardinals 30.
Fingers.
Kyler Murray checked out for a concussion for a little, well, head injury, I should say, because he returned to the game, so it wasn't a concussion. We good?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
All
yeah,
right, look at that. We're flying by. Sometimes there's a fight put up in some of these games.
Yeah, I'm
but
good
this
with
one,
that.
you're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm good.
Buccaneers 40, Chargers 17. We good?
I love Baker Mayfield.
Baker.
That's all I have for you.
Baker's a fun watch, but also
Yeah.
probably not good enough to win you anything substantial.
I
right?
mean, they're in first place in the NFC South.
but I mean,
I mean,
that's going to travel.
I'm not good there.
Really?
I'm not good.
Okay.
I'm not good.
Billy, I don't know. Billy, they're 5-2 on the road. It might travel. I mean,
Not in the playoffs. What are you not good about?
Listen, you'll find out when we get to if the season ended today. That
Okay.
game, major implications.
Major
Things moved.
implications.
Things moved.
Billy, they beat the Lions on the road.
Yeah, I mean, that's an anomaly. Don't
You're
worry
right.
about that situation.
Do it in the playoffs. You're right. You're
Broncos
right.
31, Colts 13. We good? That was a big game for AFC
It was a big
playoff
game.
implications.
Those are both big games.
Yeah,
I'm trying
but
to get
here's
rid
the
of.
thing. I'm not trying to get rid of them, but we're, 40 minutes into the show. We haven't even addressed them yet. So we good? I mean, was it that important?
It was important.
Yeah,
it
but
was.
we good?
I'm not good.
But really?
I'm so surprised at how good Bo Nix is at the NFL level.
He was not good yesterday.
I know, but just
And
in
how
general,
bad Anthony Richardson is.
and how bad he is. But Bo Nix is good enough, Billy. Like with Sean Payton as the coach and that defense, like I'm surprised
He
the
had 3
Broncos.
interceptions yesterday.
I'm surprised the Broncos are this good. That's all I'm saying.
I'm-
But Bo Nix has done plenty of good things and helped them win games. This
I mean,
year.
their defense won the game yesterday.
I understand that, but I'm saying I'm just surprised. I'm not good only from this standpoint. I did not expect the Broncos to be this good this late in the season.
Okay,
I
if
did not.
Anthony Richardson was not quarterbacking the Colts, I don't think the Broncos would have won the game.
Did
Fair or unfair?
Did you see that trick play? They didn't trick anyone. Did you see that play?
Yeah, that didn't. It counts as a fumble.
the pass to Joel Batonio.
Yeah, it counts as a fumble instead of an interception because it was a backwards pass.
Yeah.
That was. I mean, what are we doing?
I don't
what
know.
are we doing there?
I don't know what we're doing.
It's just whatever. Well, anyways,
But Denver is sitting at what 9-5. I mean,
Denver's sitting pretty. Yesterday's Chargers loss honestly made the AFC playoff picture more interesting, and the fact that the Bengals are still kind of hanging in there.
yeah.
Even though they're not really, but they kind of are. But
Why are
they're
you saying
not
it like
really.
that? Right, okay.
Because they're not.
That's how
but
you
they
say these
kind
things.
of.
I get it.
Kind of are. Hey, Cowboys 30, Panthers 14. We good?
Yeah.
We good.
Yep, we're
Yeah.
good.
We good.
Yep, we're good.
I'm surprised that the Cowboys actually blew out the Panthers. Panthers have been keeping it close.
That was the first time the Panthers have been favored in a football game in 32 games.
Yeah, I mean, then they did the Panthers thing. We good.
Yeah.
Commanders 20, Saints 19. This is a fun game that we haven't talked about yet. So we good? Because I'm going to say no, we're not good.
Okay, go ahead, because you want to talk about it.
No.
It's not that I want to talk about it. It's I
Right.
feel like there's things to talk about in this game that we haven't talked about yet,
Okay.
which is interesting.
All right.
So you have the end of the game, which was completely crazy, where the Saints are driving. They then stop the ball. They get down to like the 2-yard line and have no timeouts, and the clock should have expired until the referee, for some reason, stopped the clock. And then they're like, wait a minute, we weren't supposed to stop the clock. So then they restart the clock, and in the time, the Saints then clock the ball, and then they have one last play. They end up going and scoring a touchdown on that play, and had they kicked the extra point, it would have tied the game and sent it to overtime. But no. The Saints said, we're going for the win here. When you have Spencer Rattler on your team, you go for the win.
Yes.
Yes.
You go for the jugular.
I like the move by the Saints, though. I do.
And then they lost, which is fine. And then
It's
after
a good
the
loss,
game,
though, Billy.
was it?
It was, yeah.
Well, then after the game, the NFL came out and said, you know what? The referees, they shouldn't have stopped that clock, which is fine. But they could have cost the Commanders a game there in that mistake. And they're just like, oh, whoopsie daisy, never mind.
Right.
Just our bad.
Keep it moving.
Kind of mistake.
No harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul, but it could have been harm and foul.
I mean, it could have, but it wasn't. So.
Terry
Could have
McLaurin.
Right.
Terry McLaurin.
Unless you had a certain line on the game.
Yes.
Maybe, perhaps.
Right.
That stoppage of that clock was so weird. Also, the Commanders.
Yeah. Not sure?
I might be putting them on fraud alert.
Really? Fraud alert!
I didn't say it. I didn't. No.
You said it.
I heard
I
fraud
heard
alert.
you. I heard it. I repeated it.
I said I might.
Uh-huh.
I said I might be putting them on fraud alert. Also, Texans 20, Dolphins 12. We good. We don't need to talk about that one. When we come back, Billy's Big Board Bets brought to you by. And if the season ends today, no one's talking about the Dolphins and the Texans today. We're not going to do that. Goodbye.
Very exciting. We have not one but two Monday Night Football games. Billy is preparing his big board bets for both those games. Mikey has a game of if the season ended today. We're going to go to Mikey. He's going to start the game if the season ended today. And Billy will give us his big board bets. We'll weave in and out of these two things.
I like that, Stugotz. I'm going to tell you right now, though, real quick before
Yes.
we get started. Billy's Big Board Bets is brought to you by the comedy series Bookie from Chuck Lorre and Nick Bakay, starring Sebastian Maniscalco. Season 1 is streaming now on Max. Also, Season 2 is out now on Max. So
Wow.
check it out. Yeah.
Slow down.
There's a lot going on here, and here's the thing. I'm 41-17 on Billy's Big Board Bets, brought to you by
Nice.
Bookie. And you'd think I'd be swaggering around. Not the case at all. And I told you I'm not feeling good today. I have a situation where I have two games to choose from. I don't love the games. You're going to see why I don't love them. One of the games I couldn't make a decision on 3, so I have 4 picks, which has never happened before. It seems like we're going to have 7 picks today. I'm just going to get you started right now. Here we go. I'm going to start with the second game. Bijan Robinson, over 17.5 carries. He's done it 2 weeks in a row. And 5 out of the last 7. Over 17.5 carries.
All right, that is in the second game, Falcons and Raiders. Mikey, if the season ended today, go ahead, my friend.
If the season ended today, those LA Chargers who lost to the Bucks traveled to Buffalo. If the season ended today.
Wow. Buffalo wins that game by 3 touchdowns.
Easily they win that game by 3 touchdowns.
You have a team from Los Angeles, warm weather team, traveling across the country, playing in Buffalo. And it's Josh Allen's time. This is his time. Josh Allen's.
All right, my next one.
Wow.
Sincere McCormick, longest rush over 14.5 yards. He's done this 3 games in a row. 29 yards, 17 yards, and 19 yards. He is the starting running back for the Raiders. Sincere McCormick.
Sincere?
Yeah, over 14.5 yards.
Huh.
Yeah.
Odd name.
Yeah, this is a weird. We're starting with my bonus board.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why there's 8 P's on this one, bonus board.
I see that.
Anyways.
Mikey, if the season ended today.
2 cold weather teams cutting it up. Denver goes to Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow. Denver goes to Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson revenge game, huh? Amazing. I had Pittsburgh winning that game.
All right, my next one here, and this is one that I'm not feeling proud of in any way whatsoever.
Yeah.
Under 7.5 punts in the second game. Under 7.5 punts.
Really?
And this is why I have under 7.5 punts.
I mean, it's Falcons Raiders.
The Falcons average 2.8 punts per game, which is 32nd in the NFL. The Raiders average 3.8 punts per game, which is 16th in the NFL. Neither of these teams like to punt.
Okay.
Now,
most teams don't like to punt. They're forced to punt.
They're not
That's
great.
kind of the thing.
Not great teams, but I'm going under 7.5. And this is why now you're seeing I don't feel great about these picks when I'm resulting to let me look up team punting stats. Yeah. And I very easily
What's
could
your
have just
record?
41-17.
You were the most unconfident 41-17 gambler I've ever seen.
Well, I have 7 picks because in my first game I had 4 and I was on the fence. I didn't know which 3 I wanted and I had 4. So I very easily could have just done 4 for one game and 2 for the other. But I said, no, we do 3.
Right.
Even though now I'm going to do 4. But we do 3. We're going to stick to 3. So that's why I'm doing team punting stats.
All right. So prepare your next bet here.
I have the next one ready already. To go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Go for it.
Here's
Mikey,
the next
stand
one.
by. Hold on a
Billy's
sec.
Big Board Bets brought to you by, and I also heard that you were criticizing the size of the board. So I got a big board. A big
Yes!
board.
Yes!
All right. So this one is Jordan Addison over 3.5 receptions. He has done this 3 weeks in a row, and He had 8 receptions for 162 yards in their last game against the Bears on November 24th.
Yep, he's good. Justin Jefferson is good. It makes Sam Darnold great, and it drives me crazy. Mikey, if the season ended today.
The last matchup in the AFC, the Ravens will travel to Houston to take on the Texans. Feels like that game that the Ravens always lose.
That's a tough one. So Ravens at Houston, C.J. Stroud, Lamar Jackson. I think the Ravens win that game. I'm not impressed with the Texans at all. I know they beat the Dolphins yesterday. I was not impressed with them beating the Dolphins yesterday. Something is wrong with C.J. Stroud. Something is wrong with that team. And Lamar Jackson, I think, wins that game and moves on in the AFC playoffs that don't start for 4 weeks.
All right, ready? I'm giving you the last 3 together because we're running out of time here. I'm going to go with Caleb Williams over 219.5 yards. He didn't do it last week, but he's done it 3 out of the last 4 weeks, and he had 340 passing yards versus the Vikings on November 24th. A lot of these stats are based on that matchup November 24th. Sam Darnold over 1.5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold over 1.5 touchdowns. Hasn't done it since, he's done that 4 weeks in a row, and he had 5 TDs last week. And Swift under 52.5 rushing yards. He hasn't done it since November 17th versus Green Bay a month ago. He hasn't had over 52.5 rushing yards. And in the game against the Vikings on November 24th, he had 30 rushing yards. So I'm going to go under on rushing yards.
All right. Those are the BBBs for a
7 of them. Not super confident.
I understand. Listen, you're on a heater right now. You want one game. You want to make 3 picks. This is throwing you off your game.
I had 4 in the first game. I had 3
good.
in the second game. One of them is team punting. It's just a whole thing.
Right.
Anyways, football.
It's really
Man.
such a burden.
Season's exhausting, huh? God bless it.
God bless football, everyone.